Hello, everybody. Welcome to NFL Free Agency Day Recap, Day 1 Recap. Obviously, it's a tampering window, but we are the Compas on the beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro? Nice haircut.
I was gonna say, do you like it? It's a little long. Like I told you, my barber couldn't see me. I think I went 5 weeks without a haircut, and I just said,
I don't think he
whatever.
can see regardless with that haircut. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you mad that I have a lot of hair? It's a good fade though. There you
It
go.
looks different, though. I can tell
Yeah,
you're
it is.
going with somebody different.
I want. He told me it's like a transition, not the traditional franchise tag. It's a transitional haircut. And he said, you want to grow it out? We should go with this. So it's kind of like throwing me off a little bit. I feel like it's too wide. But Caroline's been making fun of me all day about the haircut.
Oh, there you go. There's a new one.
I don't know about alone, but the opposite. Yeah, somebody told me it's an Edgar haircut, so that being Caroline. So
there you go. What's funny? What's up, Jorge? How are you doing? It's funny. Gilbert and I were kind of chatting right now, and then we see Nancy like, "We're ready, compas. I got brewskis and ready for the show."
Gotta hurry
I'm
up.
like, "Oh, we gotta get going. We gotta talk a little bit about free agency because I know everybody's excited. Obviously, the Chargers made some moves, and it's like, wait, you have no cap room, but you made moves. Okay, like let's do that.
I was gonna say, you count those as making a move, or is it a move and that's it? And they lost some pieces though.
Well, they lost one, but
Okay, so they lost somebody and they made one move. Did I miss something? Oh no, two moves.
No, they made two.
Okay.
Yeah. They got So and then they re-signed Alohi Gilman.
I saw that.
So yeah, they made some moves, but yeah, no. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, Gilbert, obviously, I know you have something to say, so I'll let you take it away. Look at that, I'm rhyming.
There you go.
Ahead.
So not only do I have a new haircut, we have a new website here at Compas on the Beat. It's compasonthebeat.com. Very simple. Like we've had the website, but we haven't really done anything with it. So we decided, you know what, it's time to actually show our work and maybe, dust off the pen a little bit and start writing here. We do write for our day jobs, Fernando. So that is the website, compasonthebeat.com. It's still a work in progress, but I mentioned this because we are starting a newsletter, and I want everybody to put in their email right there. You see that shiny gold box? Put in your email and click here to subscribe because we're gonna be doing a newsletter. And I want to say every Thursday we're gonna hit your inbox. So do us a favor, help out the network. Type in your email right there in that box. Go to compasonthebeat.com because we are starting something different. Victor just wrote on the website. He wrote about his favorite baseball movie, go-to baseball movie of all time. Check that out. And I won't give away the movie, no spoiler, but things like that. I want to get Dan Diego to do a country playlist on the newsletter, but we'll see if he does that. Obviously, we'll promote all our work, and yeah, good luck to that. Maybe Fernando will do a couple of WWE blogs on there, but just go there, compasonthebeat.com, type in your email, and that's it. Quick promo.
Can I tell you what's gonna happen when you tell Dan and Diego that? This is gonna be him.
That was whack.
Oh yeah, that was whack. That was me telling Dan.
We seen that video when Tank beat your ass. Floyd showed me he had your ass. I beat the shit out of Tank. Oh, stop. I seen the video.
I had to put that video on the homepage because it is our most viewed video. But yeah, we're gonna keep playing that over and over again. And hey, Jorge has a new recommendation for a movie. He's disagreeing with Victor, by the way.
It's a Sandlot calling it. Oh, you know what? I saw that post the other day of different movies to watch. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. What's up, Bolt fam? Let's ride. Oh God, I wonder if that's a little Russell Wilson stuff. But obviously, we're gonna talk a little free agency. We're gonna talk some other stuff. But
Nancy, I got the email. You have subscribed to the email. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Everybody, come on, let's go in there.
Let's, Marty, keep it going.
Yeah. Let's. I'll subscribe and you guys can read.
I see Mark. I'm just outing people. Sorry, but maybe it's Marty. I don't know. But yeah, we got two of them. There you go. Thank you.
There you go. Cool. There you go. Two. There you go. But all right, let's. Well, okay. Before we bring the guys in here, what was one thing that kind of surprised you about today?
Jorge, go to compasonthebeat.com and you see that gold box pop up in the middle of the homepage and put in your email. There you go. But yeah,
Jorge, it's right underneath the hold on. I mean, you can't miss it, but it's right underneath the
pops in after you
the Kadarius Toney laughs at Taylor Swift video. Like if you scroll down, like it's right next to the Ryan Garcia and Tank Day and this fool. Yeah, you know what I mean. Oh, Nancy and her husband subscribed. Thank you so much, Nancy. That's awesome.
Thank you, Nancy.
But what was? Is there anything that kind of surprised you about today or no?
Yeah, I know you're gonna hit some key trades, some key moves here, but I guess I'll go with the running backs, man. Like a lot of them pretty much went off the board besides Derrick Henry. I remember I told you that, Fernando. Like I don't know what it is with Derrick Henry, but I think he's the most productive running back from the free agents. But maybe because he's older, he's trying to get paid. But also teams are like, you know what, you're 30 years old. But I think we saw that the contracts for the top running backs are around 8 million to 10 million per year, and when the teams that paid, I'm like, I don't know if it was worth it. Yeah, like Josh Jacobs actually got a nice deal with the Packers, $14 million for the
Saquon?
first year. Sorry,
No, I know, my bad. I meant
sorry.
Saquon, like Saquon.
But they're both different structures, right? Like Josh Jacobs got 14 million from the Packers, but they could easily get out of the contract after a year. At first, I didn't like the move. I'm like, why do you got to pay for a running back? Like you're doing well with Jordan Love, but like, oh, it's only a 1-year contract. All right, whatever. And then with Saquon, that one, like I'm like, okay, that's too much of a commitment for me. And then you saw Tiki Barber criticizing. So I don't know. I like the deals like the Bengals got with Zach Moss. Zach Moss, Joe Mixon, maybe a little difference in play there, but cheaper contract. You get some cap space. And then Austin Eckler reuniting with Anthony Lynn. How about that? Remember that story, Fernando, in 2017? He made the roster playing special teams. I don't know if you ever heard that story. But what, $4 million for a year? That's not even a big money for Austin Eckler. So these running backs didn't get paid too much. But if you wanted the bag, Josh Jacobs got paid in 1 year.
Yeah, I was surprised that no receiver. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that no receivers kind of went.
Well,
I feel
Davis
like the draft yeah, but the draft is loaded with a lot of talent at receiver. And then you're kind of looking at T Higgins requested a trade as well. So I was really surprised by that. But yeah, Nancy, I watched UFC 299. Gilbert, man, my boy over there.
Hey,
Sugar
Sean
Shane
O'Malley is a superstar.
Sean O'Malley, my bad. Sugar Shane O'Malley.
Sugar Shane O'Malley, he really impressed me. And hey, shout out to Cheeto Vera because Cheeto has a massive chin. That knee to the face, who would have gone down? Everybody but Cheeto.
Is that cracked skull thing for real? Like he really did crack his skull? That I keep on seeing stuff about
I don't know.
that.
Actually, I really don't know. But like, hey, to take that knee like that and you still don't go down, something must have happened.
I love how he called Ilya Torpia.
Yeah, you told me about that. I'm like, okay, I want to see that.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh damn. And then obviously, I think he said he wants to fight at the Sphere in September. So, hey, if it really is Connor in the Sphere, and then it's him, like that's yeah, it really was Nancy. By the way, I just read today. Supposedly, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson could be wearing headgear during the fight.
Oh my. Okay. It's free on Netflix, right? I'll calm down.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I knew this one was coming.
Hey. How about Tom Telesco spending money on Christian Wilkins and then like, all right, Tillery, get the hell out of here.
Oh, I know. He that's like upgrading from an iPhone, like an original iPhone, to like the iPhone 15. Real talk. Like that's how much what's up, Pedro? I'm joining from Twitter today. Long time no see. How you been, Pedro? Everything good?
Yeah, good seeing you, Pedro.
Vote for Pedro. All right, let's get these guys in here because then Dan and Dago's gonna not be happy about him not being on here. All right, let's see what's up with these guys. Do it again. What's up, Vic? How you doing?
Doing good. A long day, but it's been a good day. Just watching what's going on with free agency. Who would have thought? We thought we were gonna get it was gonna be a slow drip, but here we are. Everything came all at once.
Yeah, no, it really.
I feel like it's over by tomorrow, right? Like,
yeah.
You're waiting for what? Tyron Smith to sign, and is that it? Or like, I don't know.
No, Derrick Henry.
Oh, Derrick Henry is another one. Yeah.
There's some pieces.
What's his name from the? Why am I blanking on his name right now?
Oh, Daniel Hunter from the
Daniel Hunter.
Oh
yeah.
So about 305 we're still waiting.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't happen right now. By the way.
Yeah.
Here we go, boys. By the way, quick shout out to my boy in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Someone's got to do it. I'll be the bad guy. No big deal. Shout out to my boy Marty Rascone in the chat, my teammate over there. Shout out to Martin. Martin. That's my boy, dude. I love the Rascones.
Look. School's been in the way. Yeah, I feel you, Pedro.
That is.
Nancy went in there too. What a waste of time.
Oh man, you went Tiki Barber right there, Nancy.
She really did.
No, but she's right though. Tillery was a waste of space on the field half the time. He played linebacker. He was getting driven back to linebacker death. It was unbelievable. Hey,
Dan, real quick, I'll let you have this. What happened that day that he touched your quarterback?
Oh, everyone on the field should have gotten ejected for that one. They should have killed his ass. It's just the only thing I love about talking about Jerry Tillery is bringing up Uncle Joe's tweets about him. It's the funniest thing ever. He's like, when you look up stupid in the dictionary, what do you find? A picture of Jerry Tillery. Then like a year later, he goes, Jerry Tillery, most contributions, and it's like 15-yard penalty for this, 15-yard penalty for that. And it's just hilarious, dude. I love Uncle Joe.
All right. Let's talk a little free agency. Obviously, day one of tampering, legal tampering. So I just wanted to ask you guys. I'll start off with Vic. What was your biggest surprise of the day?
Oh, that's quick.
Real quick. Sorry, real quick.
No,
all right, Dan, give it to us.
I knew you were gonna do that. All right, here we go. Scott.
All right, go ahead.
Thanks for that.
I was gonna say Saquon going to the Eagles. I don't understand the move from the Eagles side of things. You need to fix that defense. The problem wasn't the offense for me. I know there were some issues with Jalen Hurts, but I kept seeing, Howie Roseman is really good at finding talent and paying a running back. I mean, I understand it looks like everybody's trying to do that thing where they're trying to they're trying to sign the next McCaffrey. They're trying to find that McCaffrey guy, and I think that's what you're seeing here with the Eagles going for Saquon Barkley. You see the Packers going with Josh Jacobs. That one kind of, and then they cut Aaron
Jones,
and then you're still having to pay him $10 million, so you're gonna end up paying what, 26 million for a running back. That was a surprising one for me, guys.
And to go off of that, Victor, like I wanted to really knock the Eagles. Nice dog there, Fernando.
No, thank you.
Oh, what's your dog's name?
Well, he's bugging me, so I brought him up here.
In case you're wondering, his name is Theodore, and Theodore is an attention-seeking whore.
I've seen your other dog, but what's her name?
The big ass one ain't coming in here.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, all right.
Put him on your lap for now. See how that goes. Teddy, like he seeks attention like a mother, dude. It's ridiculous. Like
he sounds like you.
Look at this guy. Do you see this scumbag? How do I seek attention, guy? Which, by the way, I saw UFC 299 I didn't get to say anything about that. I wasn't happy about that. That's okay.
It was my time. I'm responding to Victor.
Oh, there you go. It's my time.
I wanted to bash the Eagles and the Packers for the running back signing, but then they go get Bryce Huff for the Eagles, right? Yeah, the Eagles. I like that. Yeah. You trade Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweatman. You get a couple draft picks to keep rebuilding the defense. And then with the Packers, they get Xavier McKinney, the safety there. So it's kind of like up and down. But you're right, Vic. Why are you splurging on the running backs when you go draft one?
Yeah, no, I completely.
I can tell you why
they were in for that safety from the Packers, and man, I think the Packers had a good day, to be honest. But I'll talk.
It'll be a cold day in hell when I say LaFleur had a good day.
I always forget about
I have a
vendetta. Well, no, we have Dan versus the Packers, and we have Vic versus Howie Roseman. So those are obviously the two biggest things. Gilbert, what?
No, my bad. I was gonna. The only reason I was gonna say is I could tell you why they're, signing these running backs, dude. You don't know what you're gonna get out of the draft. The draft's all cute and dandy for views and everything else, and getting these guys out there and doing their little cool little, compression t-shirts and their shorts and running their 40s and all this stuff. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get, dude. Half of these guys.
Well, it is a weak draft class for the running backs too, by the way, to your point.
Yep. Well, and that's what
you
this
never know.
I thought was about. Like, I thought the best value, honestly, was the Chargers getting Gus Edwards.
I was gonna say,
for 2 years. Like, I think it was $6.5 million. Like,
can I tell you something?
He's been in Greg Roman's system before, and he averaged 5 yards a carry in that.
He's going to get you 12 touchdowns. He's not going to be making that much either.
Can you imagine the son of Odom with the run game? He's going to throw for 10,000 yards.
He sounds exactly like what Greg Roman said in his press conference.
Go get Derrick Henry, Gus Edwards, pair them together.
I said that. You know what Jim Harbaugh needs to do right now? Honestly, just
hire
you up that running back. Well, besides that, hey, shout out to from your lips to God's ears. You know what I'm saying? But
can't say that around
go fly. It doesn't matter to me. Go fly out to Tennessee or wherever he's at. Be like, Derek, my man, take a pay cut. Just come to LA. Everybody wants to be in LA because the thing that sometimes I don't know if I don't think it's illegal, but what I would tell these guys is like, look, you come to LA. We're going to get you a sponsorship here, here, and here. That's going to make up for the 1 point whatever you're making. That'll be an extra 2, 3, 4.
You're going to lose it in taxes
commercials.
Too,
oh, well, that's a different story. I'm not going to get into that.
Dan,
you see how he's? Yeah, that's very true. I don't like just Bolt fam. By the way, shout out to you, my guy, because let me tell you something. Who's got it better than us, my guy? Effing nobody. Kid show.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, someone asked me about the draft today and all that stuff. I was like, it's no different than if I put one bullet in a revolver and let me see if this thing's gonna kill me or not. Like it's a Russian roulette. That's all it is, dude.
All right.
What I say? No one's seen Deer Hunter in here. What's going on, dude?
And real quick, let's get it real quick. I just wanted to say that you can already tell right away with what Harbaugh did today, what style they're gonna run. Like, they finally have a tight end that can one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. I wrote about this. Maybe they'll use him on special teams. He's been pretty good in the past too. So maybe that's another special teams. But the thing is, the Donald Parham experiment hasn't gone all that well. Maybe I don't know if Greg Roman's going to want to use him, but usually in their system, it's like you block and you put in the work. And he just hasn't been a good blocker. Stone Smart hasn't been a good None of those guys kind of fit that style. That's why I wrote Austin Eckler didn't fit the style that Jim Harbaugh is going to want to run and Greg Roman. So when you can't have that, you need to cut them. So I definitely see that their imprint is already there with that.
Especially for God's sake, at 6'8" and to not make an impact in the game, in the receiving game. Like, what are we doing at this point? Give me a break.
He had some. He's contributed some, but
as it hasn't kids pay for out, you're capping right there. Contributed some, but contributed some. Like,
they've been looking for a blocking tight end since when? When was the last?
Virgil Green.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
But Virgil Green was productive in the receiving game. That's what I liked about him. He was.
He broke his ankle on that Justin Herbert touchdown, and that was it. He never came back.
He wouldn't razzle dazzle, but he could get, in precarious moments.
Dan, I think this is for you.
What is it? Oh, I sent you the tweet.
Well, who said let's grind?
Do you have the tweet? It was like Steel City. Let's what is it? Forge steel, and it's like the whole plant glowing up in flames.
I can see Mike Tomlin behind him, don't you dare think of a catchphrase.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see another tweet? This is why I love and hate the internet, but today the internet was undefeated. They were like, Mike Tomlin in the first meeting where Russell Wilson says he has an idea, and it's Mike Tomlin from a press conference going, I do not care.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Don't worry, I keep everyone informed on the memes in this group over here. Steel Nation, let's melt. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys. I mean,
anybody but Kenny is a phrase there right now.
Someone give
I know. My water. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, big dog.
Nancy's just going for John.
Oh, that's kind of a good one though. Wow, we didn't get her in marketing.
He told the Steelers I'm in, but he was at a Vanity Fair thing last night. So I thought that was Russell Wilson. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Last
he
night
had a video ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Let's talk about that since we're on that subject. Right. What did you guys? Is it? I'm gonna say it. Is it
You
Mr.
okay?
Sierra versus Kenny Pickett? Is that legit, or do you guys feel like Russ is the starting quarterback, Gilbert?
They have to keep both. You need a competition. Neither guy has played well enough to be a legit starting quarterback. Here, take the job. That's what the Steelers did a year ago. And for some reason, like when Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers were on the market, I kept saying, why don't they go and make an offer because Kenny Pickett's not that guy. And like, no, he's a first round pick in 2022. I'm like, I saw enough in 2022. He's not the guy. And I feel bad always going after him, but it's been 2 years. And I get it. You want to give these quarterbacks 3 years, but we've seen enough of Kenny. Like it just he doesn't do well. And I think Russell Wilson played well compared to Kenny Pickett last year, and that's saying a lot. And so you want somebody who could be experienced and run the offense and develop some chemistry with George Pickens and just give the rock to Najee. There you go, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren.
Give the ball to Najee.
And maybe Arthur Smith's a good play caller and a terrible head coach. Maybe it could work out, but it has to be a true competition. Both of these guys will need some kind of jolt in their careers. They got to go at it. And I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know why I'm excited, but I just like competitions in training camp. And
You're a big Russell Wilson guy.
You're so excited, Gilbert, that you're meowing.
Seahawks days. Yeah, I know. You hear the cat. Yeah.
Bring
your pet date to work.
Cat. Whoa!
I gotta bring my cats over because you got the dog over here.
Like a fight on
Dan,
screen.
what do you make of? Do you think it is Russell Wilson versus Kenny Pickett, or do you think
I
Russ
think it
is the
has to
starter?
be. I think it has to be because, in my opinion, honestly, like Russell Wilson goes from a Denver Bronco team who's kind of rebuilding, trying to figure it out with management, to another team that's trying to figure it out and everything else. Because let's be honest, like the Steelers, the past few years, like they've been good enough to sneak in a playoff. They've been good enough to stay above 500, but they're not. They haven't been anything real competitive. You know what I mean? And the thing is like he's coming into another team that really is trying to find his identity. And I still don't think Russell Wilson's the guy because at the end of the day, Russell Wilson's on the way out. And I don't think really the Steelers have a type of team where they could really sneak in and be a contender like the Broncos were, when Peyton Manning didn't have an arm left. And the upside is Kenny Pickett's younger. You still got to develop him. Maybe, in my mind, if you're okay going, maybe Mike Tomlin's first losing season just to develop Pickett and have him sit and watch and learn and everything else. Maybe Jesus, maybe that's the thing that happens. I don't know what's going on today, dude. Gilberto's trying to curse me. Yeah, the Gilberto curse lives on.
Even in the off season, I'm cursing you.
It's always. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see, like if you're telling me Russell Wilson is going to make them appear in the AFC Championship, I don't buy it. So that's just my thing. I think they're
how many wins,
the
Dan, for the Steelers?
They might get, just because I'm not a Russell Wilson guy, I'll say this is Mike Tomlin's first losing season.
Oh, wow. Okay. Streak is over. Imagine being that guy who ruins the streak.
That would be hilarious because I can't wait to see what the internet does. That would be hilarious. I welcome the memes unless they're about me. Don't be rude. But
but don't they feel like another 8 or 9 win team again? Like it just feels like the same.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in my opinion, that move is not like okay, we're gonna make it to a divisional now. You know what I'm saying? Like they might sneak into a wild card, but they're gonna get smacked in the wild card anyway. Like it's not like it gets them over the hump or they're gonna win, more than 10 games is what I'm trying to get at. So
all right, make sure you guys keep your own score, but at Washington Commanders.
What about
we're doing this?
Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Oh, who's winning?
Yeah,
Steelers,
everybody keep your own. All right, make sure
you're still doing free agency. We haven't got to the draft.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll do it from right now with Russell Wilson as the quarterback at the Commanders.
Oh, they play each other?
Yeah.
Give me the Commanders. I'm gonna take the Commanders, especially if Russell Wilson's starting. They might be able to figure something out over there.
Just have one person do it. Let Dan.
Okay, we'll have Dan do it. All right.
Okay, go.
Vic, can you keep a tally because I have this full in my arm. Okay, real quick. Okay, at Commanders, you said Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders will beat them.
Okay, Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, they'll lose. They'll lose to the Ravens, especially Russell Wilson's doofus ass back there. He won't even know what hit him. Honestly,
just come on.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals will smack them.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, same old Browns. Yeah, they'll smack them. That's an 0-4 start. Jesus.
Wow, what a rough start.
I'm gonna take a moment of silence for my boy Mike Talman. Oh, I don't want to say it, but yeah, they'll smack them. 0-6, dude. With
Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh,
you should have got
here.
Steelers.
Get out of here. They're going to smack the dog piss out of them. Oh, yeah. Jim Harbaugh's ready to go. Woo,
Dallas
woo,
Cowboys.
woo, woo.
Oh yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. I'll give them their first one. They'll sneak one out against the Cowboys.
New York Giants.
Oh, they'll sneak one out against the Giants.
You
Two and
believe
Here
it?
comes the
seven.
comeback. Here
2
comes
and
the
7.
comeback. No, I don't.
At
I don't buy
Cincinnati
it.
Bengals.
Can you believe that Doofus's agent was at Radio Row getting interviewed? Like, what are we even
At
doing here?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, they'll get smacked again. They're going to lose all their divisional games. Let's just add
At
that.
Baltimore Ravens.
Are they 0-10
they'll
right
lose.
now?
2 and
lose.
9.
No, 2.
2 and 9.
Oh,
All
Yeah,
right.
too.
At Denver Broncos.
They'll beat the Broncos in a revenge game. Yeah,
3 and
At Las
9.
Vegas Raiders.
I think the Raiders will beat them.
3 and
At
10.
Philadelphia.
Oh, they should beat them. If they don't beat them, then
3 and 11.
give up
At
on
Ala-
the season.
At Atlanta.
At Atlanta,
Marcus
yeah,
Smith.
give me Atlanta.
game.
Give me
3 and-
Atlanta.
3 and 12.
At Indianapolis Colts.
My boy Shane Steichen. Give me the Colts.
New York Jets come there.
Oh, they'll beat the Jets. The Jets are. Oh, no. If A-Rod's back, give me the Jets.
Wow. So they're only gonna win 3. So they're gonna go 3
Hey,
and 14.
You know what we call
Jeez,
that?
What a rough
That's
season.
a danger Russ effect.
That is
right
a
there.
tough schedule, though. I mean, if you
That's
really,
a really
is.
tough schedule.
It
Yeah.
is. Bro, like,
Vic, what do-
that's my thing, right? You can't even trust the run game. You saw last year they struggled with Naj and everything else. Maybe that was a Matt
well,
Canada
no, that
issue.
one
We
running
don't
back
know.
did what? Number 30?
Yeah, Jalen Warren.
Okay.
Jalen
Was he a
Warren. I
first
had him
round
on
pick?
fantasy.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't play fantasy last year. I couldn't do it anymore. But, all I'm saying is that they're not the same old Steelers. If you look at the AFC North, they're the team that are going to be at the bottom of the barrel for a while between them and maybe the Browns. But I think the Bengals
they're
and the
the only
Ravens are
ones
going to
that
be
don't
fine.
have a true number 1.
Yeah, no.
Well, supposedly Cleveland wants
Well, who
Famous
knows?
Davis as their backup
Well,
quarterback.
they gotta be careful with
No.
that masseuse out there, dude. He
Right.
loves. He has the
We're,
those
we're on
eyes.
live. Yeah, we're on. Okay.
I didn't
Vic,
say
what do you-
anything.
Vic,
Allegedly, I didn't say anything.
Vic, what did you make
All I
of,
said is he enjoys
Russ
a good
going
massage.
to
That's all I said.
Pittsburgh?
I think for the Steelers, it's a good move from what
It's a
Gilbert
steal
said.
for the Steelers?
It's a steal for the Steelers.
$1 million.
because
That's
$1
it.
million. I mean, the Broncos are going to pay
I don't
$35
think
million
Dan
out
would
of
pay
that
him $1
contract.
million.
You're paying
Yeah, I
38
mean-
million out of that contract.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't
look,
pay him
what do you
500
lose?
grand.
You're not losing. We just saw a bunch of backups go for. You saw Brissett sign for $8 million, $9 million. I mean, you saw Minshew sign for about 7.5, 8. So, I mean, look, you get them on a bargain price. You bring them in, compete with. Like that. Actually, Gilbert has the Dr. Evil cat. Actually,
I do.
He
He's
does.
somewhere over here.
but yeah, no, going back to Russell Wilson, I think, and it's a tough schedule too. I thought it made sense. He said that according to reports, he also wanted to go either with the Raiders or another team I saw, but it looks like it was the other teams weren't interested. So I guess that's why he signed right away with the Steelers, was because they're the only ones that were interested. So they gave him a shot to actually start. As we talked about last week, it was going to be hard to see where he could start. And I think with the Steelers, at least you have that opportunity. And, he's going to have to, that comment earlier, with the one about it, will he have a, will he have an office? It made me think of
You made
Office.
him blush too, Jorge.
Yeah. Office
Shout out.
Space. If you remember, there was that character where he keeps getting moved because and I thought of him as Russell Wilson, like he's gonna end up in the bathroom by the end of it, for when they put him in an office.
Ryan.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
What's the
Dan,
other thing we forgot to even consider? Is Sierra gonna like Pittsburgh? That's a real question.
I know, right?
There's no veil.
She'll
That's
get there on
that's in
Sundays and then get the hell
Colorado.
out of
I
there.
wonder if she's
Yeah,
gonna.
exactly.
I wonder if she's gonna love the Yinzers.
She's gonna be very confused. She's not gonna know what's going on, dude. She is not gonna know what. Give it to Nosh. Especially honestly, because the Steeler fans have standards. they're probably unforgiving, dude.
Oh, by the way, I saw
So-
Steeler fans today on Twitter go, I just deleted all my future songs off of my playlist.
Oh
come
my
on.
That's commitment. Okay, I like
I
it.
was like, wow. All right, Dan, I'm gonna let you have this one real quick, and then we're gonna
What?
move on.
What?
According to our compa, our buddy, Armando Salguero, he's hearing that
Shout
the
out.
Dolphins will be offering Tua $50
No, he
million a
won't.
year for the contract.
You know what? I will tell you this. If there are any Miami fans in the chat, please sound off. If you pay this man $50 million, you get exactly what you're going to deserve. Shout out to the Joker. I think, in all honesty, you have to look at, and again, it's only year one after a Super Bowl, but look at what happened when they paid Jalen Hurts. He didn't look that good last year, even though they got 10 wins and everything else. They did not look cohesive and everything else. He regressed, and I would argue Jalen Hurts I would rather take Jalen Hurts than Tua Tagovailoa or whatever, how to say his last name. That's the first time I've tried to say it. But I don't want a quarterback who just looks at one read and can't really climb the pocket, can't really move, can't really sling it. I'm surprised, honestly. I'm going to be honest. They didn't try an all-in move with Kirk Cousins or somebody else. Like, if they don't go get a quarterback this offseason and they actually pay this man, I would rather tag him. What's the tag right now for
It's not gonna happen, Dan. All the backups are pretty much off the board, so they're gonna roll in with Tua, man.
Yeah, but you draft a quarterback and you just have him sit behind dummy over there. You wait for him to get knocked out, and then you
Well,
put
they
him
could
in
do the
there.
Patriot way, where when they had like Brissett and Jimmy G. Why not?
Why not? That's the thing, is like, you don't have to rush into it. But my biggest thing is, like, you have to get a quarterback if you want to be a real potential contender. Like, Tua's not the guy, dude. I've been saying this. Tua's not the guy.
What did you make of the Rams signings? Jonah Jackson, obviously the guy from the guard
Detroit.
from the Detroit Lions, and then obviously they got Colby Parkinson Parkinson, the tight end. Just what did you make of those two signings? Because obviously a couple of years ago, you and I, Gilbert, we were pretty we talked about it. We said that their offensive line was an issue. Yeah, they ended up winning the Super Bowl and everything, but that's something that you need to protect him. If not, Matthew Stafford, we've seen the injuries. We've seen what's happened with him in the past, but it seems like Sean McVay's message is clear. We're going to protect him, because they re-signed their guard a couple of days ago as well. Kevin Dotson a couple of days ago. So they're emphasizing the offensive line, which obviously in a Sean McVay system, that is key. But can you talk a little bit about that? Well, Nancy, don't provoke them.
It reminds me a lot of the day one for the Chargers, right? You got a tight end and they got a running back, well, they got a guard. So it's all about the trenches there. And I remember when Steve Avila got drafted for the Rams, their first pick last year, they kept bringing up, well, he has experience playing center. He could play center. So when they added Jonah Jackson, that's the first thing I thought about. Well, that means Steve Avila is going to be playing the center. And that's the beauty of having a guard who could play center. He could be flexible. So now you got Steve Avila at center, which it's gonna be a transition. It's gonna take some time to develop with Matthew Stafford, but you got him there, and you got Kevin Dotson, and now you have Jonah Jackson. I really like Jonah Jackson playing with the Detroit Lions, and they had to choose between him and is it Graham Glasnow and Jonah Jackson. They went with Glasnow, so he was available. And hey, for now, these guards are getting paid because they're more available in the tackles, and they're experienced. Like, they're also hard to develop. I'm sure Dan knows this. Like, to be a guard in the NFL, it takes you maybe a year or two to kind of get going.
It's not easy, dude.
So I feel like maybe you can also answer this, but I feel like tackle as a rookie is quicker than a guard. Maybe the guard is too much going on there. With the tackle, you're kind of one-on-one with an edge rusher. But that's me giving you a very basic offensive line talk, Dan. But I think with the tackles, they got paid. Like, look at Robert Hunt from the Dolphins. He got 5 years, $100 million. Then you get Mike Onwenu from the Patriots. He got 3 years, 57. So the Patriots got a much bigger bargain. But when you're the Panthers, everything is a terrible decision. So
the flashy position are the tackles, because one of them protect. Like, I know the movie The Blind Side, a lot of people like make fun of it and stuff, but she is right. I mean, she is right. You protect that's why those guys get paid so much money. They protect the blind side of the quarterback, and then obviously the other side also, because they're the ones that they could run into the quarterback. But Dan, go ahead about what Gilbert asked.
And the thing is too, right? Just real quick, there's the reason why rookies can excel a little more at tackle than inside three is because the inside three, look at the body types they have to really go up against. You know, you're asking 20-year-olds to take on grown men, not only,
Chris
you know,
Jones, Aaron
grown men,
Donald.
but these guys are, you know, almost 300 pounds and they're agile. Like that's a completely different body type than some of these edge rushers. Like these edge rushers are leaner, they're a little bit smaller, and really the difference between both of them is that at the tackle position, all you have to do is make them run the hoop. You run the hoop, you win the rep. Like you don't really have to engage as hard as you do, you know, the guards. Like the guards, you're taking on, you know, men, like grown ass men with grown ass men strength. And that's why I'm always, you know, super hesitant when, especially like I talked about last year, when moving Sawyer from tackle to guard, it's a very different experience, dude. Like you almost have to be insane to play the inside three. You know what I'm saying? Like you've got to love violence. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to love the smell of blood and everything else. It's the mentality of a lineman is something else, dude. You know what I'm saying? But I love it. I love it.
Don't get him going. He's talking out. When you talk offensive line, you're more calm. When you talk quarterbacks, you're out there. So we can
because they're overpaid, they're over compensated, they're overhyped. Except my boy, the son of Odin, God of Lightning. There's no one better, dude. Build him a statue.
Yeah, he's right here. He's
shout out to the pub.
Yeah.
Dennis is right there. Why would you pay a noodle arm 50 mil? I don't get that. Okay, Dennis, now you lost me. I don't know why you'd go after Wilson either. He's kind of
since we're bashing the Dolphins, can we just kind of just say how bad they've messed up the salary cap on their roster? Like, yeah, they got Jalen Ramsey, they got Tyreek Hill, but like you mess up the cap and then you lose Christian Wilkins, Andrew Van Ginkel, you lose Robert Hunt. And so you went all in, right? And what do you have to show for a beatdown in the blizzard with the Chiefs, and then losing to the Bills with Skylar Thompson? Like all that to lose a bunch of
Howard
players?
Is now gone.
Yeah, they went all in. This might be one of the worst all in teams of all time. Sorry, but we're bashing the Dolphins.
You're right. Jorge, real quick, Dan was actually his junior year. He played tackle. And the first game, he's locked up this kid from Oceanside who was a good pass rusher. Locked him up the whole game. Yeah. He got so mad at Dan and everything. And then the next year they moved him into guard. But you know what? Something unique about Dan is his versatility, obviously, and he can do a lot of different. He can do a lot of different things. Look at this.
We can do like defense.
Look at that 3-step drop. Look at that drop. Oh my goodness. What a dot. What a dot.
I don't like that. You kind of that hit you. I don't like it. I would have picked you off right there. I knew where you were going. Your eyes.
No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. Did you see my head? My head went here and then came back, bro. I got more freaking head movement than an NFL quarterback doing that. If I would have been Tua, I would have just thrown it to the first read. I'd take it, go, boom.
That's what Armando said on our show. He said the first read isn't there. He's like, oh no, where am I going with this? So
say it for out. Oh no, Jim.
Oh no, Jim. Vic, what did you make of what the Rams did today?
I like what they did, just because we've been talking about it on House of Horns, and the fact that the Rams don't pay, at least under Sean McVay, they don't pay for offensive linemen. And for them to go and pay for not only Kevin Dotson but also Jonah Jackson, that was a surprise. And now, as Gilbert said, they're probably going to move Steve Avila to center. But to what is it? Coupon Tom giving Wilkins the bag without a franchise quarterback is going to ruin the Raiders.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second.
Don't worry, my guy. He'll be there for another 12 years. Somehow, some way, he'll be there.
Yeah, and and one more thing just to add to that, to what Dan was talking about, I think, you're seeing defensive tackles getting paid, and guards are also going to start getting paid, as we've seen, because look, in order to protect, the inside of your offensive line, with all those defensive tackles that we've seen between Aaron Donald. I mean, you can go down the line. Aaron Donald, as we just said, Wilkins. You have guys,
Jeffrey
Simmons. I mean, Chris Jones. You go down the line now. You have to, go up against these guys week to week. It's not like before. It was like you're just looking for a run-stopping defensive tackle. Now you guys that can rush the passer, and so as the other thing I was going to ask Dan when he was talking about this, how hard also has it? How hard is it to kind of scheme depending on the on what you're running, Dan? Is it harder to run block, or is it harder to pass block and look for those kind of linemen, especially when you're talking about the interior of the offensive line?
Oh, 100%. Like it's a lot harder to run block and scheme for it because again, it really depends on your personnel. If you don't have the personnel to try and overpower, that's when you start running the counters, the traps and stuff like that, outside zone, try and get people out and get numbers, because imagine like I always say run blocking is harder just because imagine me trying to line up against Alberto, Vic, or Fernando and trying to move them against his will for 2 to 3 yards. Like that's not easy. In the pass pro, it's a little bit easier because they're coming to you and you kind of just have to buy some time. Like there's a lot of different ways you can kind of get around that. With run blocking, there's really no way to get around it except going through them. You know what I mean? So that's like the biggest problem because pass blocking, like I can use leverage and just literally force you outside and make you run the hoop and it's over. Like no real, violence is necessary for that on my behalf. And there's no real, like me trying to, overpower you to do it. It's more just geometry when it comes to the pass pro. Like you just got to understand angles and everything else. So pass pro 100% is a little bit easier.
Yeah, and that's why it kind of makes sense why the Rams kind of went out and spent, because they changed their offense, at the beginning of last season. That's why they were so good, was because they changed the way they run block. And then getting someone like Jonah Jackson is really going to help, especially if you're trying to get to the second level with your guards, with the Kevin Dotson and the Jonah Jackson, to your point. Oh, there we go.
There he goes. Yeah.
There it is.
No, 100%. Bolts really have to build a wall in the middle of that offensive line with Wilkins. Okay, we're gonna go real quick. I want to talk a little bit about the quarterbacks that were signed, but before we do that, Coach JB had a good one. He today. He's like,
Alberto's nervous.
Showing up in Atlanta.
This man is a legend, dude.
Is that from is that Road Trip? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's Road Trip. Yeah,
yeah.
With the guy from.
I thought it was New Guy because he's also a new
guy.
Yeah,
he's in the New Guy also.
Yeah.
It's Road Trip when they stop at the fraternity house.
Yeah. But hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna go. I have a stopwatch right here with me. I'm gonna give you guys each a minute. Let me know who had the better quarterback signing. Was it Tampa Bay re-signing Baker Mayfield, the Steelers getting Russell Wilson, or Kirk Cousins to Atlanta, and why? So I'm going to start off with Gilbert. You got a minute on the clock. Ready, set,
all right.
Go.
All right. I like the Kirk Cousins move, but not for 4 years. What was it, like $160 million? I forget what, 180. Yeah. Like he has one playoff victory in his career. So I get the Falcons. Raheem Morris, you're smart. You saw Arthur Smith get fired. You need a quarterback. Go do your thing. Go down swinging. I get that. But I like what the Buccaneers did better. They saw what they like when Baker Mayfield. They retained Mike Evans. They kept Antoine Winfield Jr. They flipped Carlton Davis III for a third-round pick. You could use that for whatever you want to use in the defense or offense, whatever. So, yeah, they might not be a Super Bowl contender, but they have something building with Baker Mayfield. They brought in Liam Cohen from the Rams in Kentucky to continue what Dave Canales did. So, for me, I like the keep going with it, keep building Baker Mayfield with the Bucs. The Falcons, I've seen Kirk Cousins many times. I'm over it.
Chris Harris Jr. Kirk Cousins has the best agent in the game, bro. Hasn't won anything, but he gets maxed out.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I think I saw the numbers. Was it 230 in his career, 230 million, or 250? I think it was somewhere.
I thought it was 250.
I don't blame the Vikings for saying, we got a number. We're good, bro. We've done this enough for 6, 7 years. We're done with this. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, no, completely agree. Vic, go ahead. Which one are you taking?
I'm gonna go just because Gilbert took you said Baker Mayfield, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson, and I know it's not. I know people are gonna diss it, but remember, the Steelers made the playoffs. They have a really good defense. They have an identity to their team. They run the ball. You saw once they fired Matt Canada, they were able to run the ball with Warren and Najee, Harris. And so you bring in, if you can, and someone like Mike Tomlin can get on Russell Wilson. This is your last chance to make something of your career. As we talked about, he's never had a first round. He's never had a first place vote for MVP. We've talked about whether or not he's a Hall of Famer. This is your chance to do something, and be able to, kind of resurrect your career. He says he wants to win another Super Bowl before the end of his career. This is your chance, and you have a really good coach and someone that can be able to get that out of him. Will it work? I don't know, but I really do like the fact that the Steelers are only going to pay $1 million.
No, go ahead. I'll let you finish. My bad. No.
What a stick.
Oh, there's a buzzer.
No. Sorry, dude. I was just letting him know that his time was basically almost up.
Could have given him a hand signal?
Yeah, I know. No, I'll just end with this. And, they're only going to pay him $1 million, so they can, build around him for this season. And then, if it doesn't work out, they can cut him. So it doesn't cost them anything.
Real quick, Bold Fam. I think right now everybody's playing chicken. I think the Chargers are playing chicken with the NFL, and I think the NFL is playing chicken with them, saying, "Hey, just cut those two. We'll go after them." By the way, I think I saw Joey Bosa's mom tweeted out, "Bring me my boys," or "Let my boys
for mommy or something."
I was gonna say, Fernando, I think that dream is over because they signed Leonard Floyd and they signed the guy from the Panthers. I'm like, I'm guessing they talked and I was like, you know what? We're gonna call your bluff, bro. We're cool. We're gonna go over and sign this too.
I thought that's exactly what I thought too. I don't know if their market. I think people are just gonna wait for them to be cut. Dan, why was the Kirk Cousins signing a good? Now you got Kirk Cousins, so go ahead.
I wasn't gonna say it was a good. I guess it's good because you at least have someone who can throw the football. We saw how abysmal Reader was and everyone else they had down there.
Ryder.
Who cares?
Spencer Rattler.
Irrelevant. Taylor, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Who cares? It is what it is. And they have a couple weapons. They have Bijan, they got Kyle Pitts, and they got Drake London, I think, and all that. So I mean, who knows? I mean, you already know the NFC South, the bar is so low. All you have to do is not have a heart attack and die, and you'll make the playoffs if you're at least an okay football team.
Derek Carr, Bryce Young, you're not scared?
Yeah, right. You guys were picking. You guys picked that. All three of you guys picked them. While I went and picked Baker Mayfield.
I picked the Panthers.
Whatever. We're not talking about the pass round. My record overshadows everyone's. It's okay. But I agree with you. Going back to the chat, I don't think, any team right now is waiting for the Chargers to cut them. Like, why would you even try and trade them? All the other teams have all the leverage. They have to get under the cap. They have to figure something out. So I would just wait till these fools got cut or whatever they're going to do. And speaking of Bakhtiari, Nancy, he's been a little too hurt for my liking, so I wouldn't pick him up.
I agree.
Maybe for a vet min, but that's about it. I'm not touching that.
What do you guys make of country star singer Luke Combs calling out the Carolina Panthers after they traded Brian Burns? He said, "At Panthers, what are we doing? No first round pick for McCaffrey a few years back, and now none for Burns. Are we just firebombing the whole team here or what? I usually don't comment on these kinds of things, but it's just becoming slow torture at this point." Gilbert, love it. Don't love it. What's your thought on this?
I freaking love this. Yes, Luke Combs. Like, I only know because of Dan and Diego. I gotta listen to his music.
Shout out.
I think he's the guy with the red cup, right? He performed at a halftime something with the red cup, and
Thanksgiving for the Dallas Cowboys.
Who's that guy? You tell me who he is. So I like him even more now, and he's right. Being a Panthers fan must be hard.
We're going to his concert in LA.
Oh, okay.
Shout out, dude.
Thanks for the invite, but whatever.
Why would you want to go?
I know I'll stand out, but I want to go.
Steve.
I do want to go.
You're so dramatic. Do you know that? You're so dramatic.
I have FOMO now, but anyways, he's right though.
Next
like,
time.
Imagine hearing over and over again that 2 years ago the Rams said, "Hey, we're still all in mode. We're desperate. 2 first-round picks right now for Brian Burns," and you say no. And then last year at the trade deadline, a lot of people want an edge rusher. I bet you could have got, for sure a first-round pick from Brian Burns, and you still say no. So I'm like, no way they're gonna let this guy go. But then, they put the franchise tag on him. Okay, they're gonna open the door for a trade here, and you get a second-round pick. I get it. Maybe Brian Burns is not worth the money. What was it? 5 years, $150 million. Second highest paid edge rusher in the NFL behind Nick Bosa. He ain't in that territory. So I get they overspent there, but Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence, that's a scary front right there. So
that's a pretty good front right
there. That's a good front there. But you blew it, Panthers. You had an opportunity to get multiple times a first round pick, and you messed up. And maybe Brian Burns deserves the benefit of the doubt. He probably didn't go to that level because he was in crappy Carolina for many years.
Do you guys both agree with Luke Combs?
Oh,
You
me?
want-
Or you want to
Yeah.
go first? Yeah, you can go first. It's up to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is the name of his song? Fast Car. I think
Yeah.
I think you probably need to start with the owner. I mean, I understand the frustration. We've seen what's been going on with the Panthers now since he bought the team, and unfortunately, that's the thing. With the NFL, sometimes teams are just gonna suck. Some teams are just gonna they're not gonna be run well. Whether you think you can do things right, you believe that you're building the culture, as everybody likes to say, but somebody has to be bad, and that's part of it. And the Panthers are going through it. When they first originated, it was crazy to see how good they got really fast, and now to see
Deshaun
them
Foster,
they Kerry
yeah,
Jake
Collins,
Delhomme.
Jake
yeah,
Delhomme,
took
yeah,
them to the Super Bowl. So I mean,
Musa
it, it,
Muhammad.
it just goes in cycle. I mean, one of my favorite running backs in college, Tim Biakabatuga, went to the Carolina Panthers
Lucky.
back in the day. Yeah, so it just tells you it's a cyclical thing. Like, it's gonna go in cycles, and for Luke Holmes, it sucks. I know, sometimes when your franchise is, the your favorite team is stuck in the bottom all the time, it just feels like the worst thing in the world.
Speaking of that, Dan, what do you?
You know what Luke Combs said, which, by the way, I resent the way you framed that towards me, but I'm gonna let that go because
speaking
nobody's
of
got
fellow-
it better than us right now. I just think Luke Combs, basically what he said is, long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart like diamond rings of football teams that tore this boy apart.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
he's
actually a good
over it.
line.
I don't play with it. Hey, it's fire. I'm telling you, his music
Oh.
is fire, dude. Like,
yeah,
you need
this
to
fool
check
got
it
me
out.
hooked on it.
You need to check it out. Long neck, beer never broke my heart. That's what he's talking about right there. Beer never broke his heart, but his football team did all the time. So it is what it is. I've been there.
All right, now let's move over to the Raiders. Christian Wilkins obviously is now their new
Tommy T.
defensive tackle. Did the Raiders kind of? I mean, they signed Gardner Minshew as well, so I'm trying to phrase this in the correct way. Gardner Minshew versus AOC. Do you guys think that Devontae Adams is happy with that? Or could that cause a little bit of tension, especially because, like he said, he's getting up there. He wants to win. We heard what Adam Hill told us during Radio Row and stuff. So, Gilbert, what did you make of that?
Yeah, if you're Devontae, you're probably asking yourself, like, what the hell?
For the defense, it's a great move.
Oh, yeah. So, but
Yeah.
I think after, like, you kind of get over it, you're thinking, like, well, Max Crosby's going to do well with Christian Wilkins. Patrick Graham's a DC. Like, okay, maybe we got to score like 20 points and we're good to win some games here. So that defense is doing well. And I like that the Raiders focus their money on Christian Wilkins and not like a Kirk Cousins, because, again, we've seen that movie before, and like, how far can that really get you? And Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell as a competition is way better than when they went all in for Jimmy G. That was terrible a year ago. He couldn't even pass his physical. So they have improved there. And by the way, these teams are getting quarterbacks right now. Don't settle. Like, if you're the Steelers, well, I haven't even read it, but they're hard to kind of keep up with the comments. But if you're the team like the
worst
Steelers,
nightmare, TT cutting them twice.
If you're the Steelers, don't settle. Go draft a quarterback for Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett to compete. If you're the Raiders, don't settle. Add another quarterback to compete with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. Like, I think, not splurging on quarterbacks. Just keep that. Be flexible. Add more competition. Like Dan says, just keep signing some guys or drafting some guys, because maybe sometimes not everybody can get a Patrick Mahomes. That's my first mention of him of the day. Not everybody can have a star quarterback, and teams like the Raiders and the Steelers and who else? I forget. They have to go a different route. So you got to be smart about it. So what the Raiders did to kind of counter not having a star quarterback, I like it. You keep options, and then you help out your boy Max Crosby. And bless you.
Oh, he's gonna sneeze. Bless you. Look, Teddy's worried.
Yeah,
Teddy's worried. He's like, what the hell's going on? Oh my God! Now he's
this is great content, by the way.
getting mauled.
Oh, that's
now
germs
he's
right
getting
there.
mauled.
Those are germs.
I'm telling you, Teddy is an attention-seeking whore.
All right, Vic, what did you make of what Gilbert said?
I mean, he's right. I mean, I think part of it too is, kind of to add to it, it's not just Max Crosby. The rest of, you got Coons, you got other guys on that defensive line that are gonna, he's gonna help that out as well. I mean, the last time they had a defensive tackle was, Chester McLaughlin, Darrell Russell, that was a dominant, defensive tackle. So it's been a long time for the Raiders to have a defensive tackle. And then going back to, the signing of Minshew, a lot of people were, in Raider Nation were upset. He got signed to backup money. I mean, we talked about this, guys. Back, you had over, I think it was around 70 quarterbacks play to, started a game last season. You need to make sure that you have a legit backup because your starting quarterback is going to get hurt. We saw that, all around the league last year. So paying $7.5 million for a backup is the going rate now. And you're either gonna have to draft another quarterback, as Gilbert said, or there's still the possibility that you can trade for Justin Fields. So the options are there for Tom Telesco and the Raiders to, keep improving this team. I think they still have some holes that they need to fill. They need to fill their right guard and their right tackle on the offensive line. And then there's still some question marks, with their secondary. I like their front seven. Their front seven now is stacked. And then we saw, them, what they did against the Chiefs. So I like where things are building, and I get it. I love the fact that people are getting on them because they know about Coupon Tom Telesco. So I love this because, hey, you guys, Charger fans, if anybody knows how, how the draft and free agency has gone, with Tom Telesco, Chargers know it firsthand. So I mean, the Raiders, Raider fans should be on the lookout for that, just because we've seen, his history the past 10 years.
The now it's hitting even more now that they got Wilkins, the Mahomes rules and all that stuff. Like now they're getting more and more.
I don't know why that's a secret. He just said the quiet part out loud. Of course, every time you play him, you got to hit his ass. I would hit him all the time, dude. I don't care. First drive, first quarter, I'll get flagged a few times, give up 7 points, no biggie.
Dan, do you have anything to say about
just real quick. Kid show. Real quick, there's only one option now. He's going to draft somebody. I think really him signing Minshew as insurance tells you he's going to draft somebody. What are they sitting at, 8 or whatever?
No, they're 13.
No, 13.
Oh, they're 13? Oh,
they would have to trade with you to go get a quarterback.
Well, guess what I'm going to say to that? You can write me a letter so I'll have something to wipe my ass with. I'm not trading to the Raiders for nothing. But like, that's my thing.
Can you imagine Tom having to call Joe Ortiz and seeing if they want to trade?
That would be hilarious.
How's my office, by the way?
Yeah, but he would, like, this is my thing, right? If Tom really is going to break old habits.
Man, you're a savage.
Oh, my God. Going at it. If Tom Telesco is going to break old habits, he'll trade up, but I just don't see it just because of what history's told us and everything else. I think he'll sit at 13. He'll take whoever comes to him at 13. Do one of these quarterbacks drop and everything else? I have no idea. But
Michael next junior,
because I think, and honestly, my opinion, Vic, I don't know.
That's who I would draft, Michael Penix.
Yeah,
like if he's there at 13, you go and you get him. He's perfect.
Why not?
Yes.
But I was gonna say, like, Justin Fields, I don't think fixes anything. And then on top of that, who knows what? Like,
what do you mean? They lost Josh Jacobs.
Exactly. Was it?
I'm just saying, like, if you want to put him as a damn running back, now we're talking some speed option and stuff like that.
Hey, you only have to pay him $6 million. The Packers paid him 12 for Josh Jacobs.
If you trade a washing machine to get Justin Fields, I guess why not? You can put him in the slot and other things.
Would you trade for him?
Could you imagine that backfield? Derrick Henry, Fields, and Gus Edwards. I would never have to throw the football. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think right now it's pointing towards the draft. Like, I don't see Tom either trading up or trading for Justin Fields or whatever else. Like, I just don't see it.
As we want, go ahead.
Did you guys hear the story that Telesco, Ziegler, and I think another GM were on the same flight to the combine?
That's how you do
Yeah.
Ziegler's with who? With
he's with that Atlanta? No, with the Saints.
Yeah,
okay.
Saints.
With the Saints.
With Derek Carr.
That's actually pretty funny. That would have been an interesting.
And I think one
thing,
of
right?
the beat reporters for the Raiders was on that flight, so it'd be interesting to get some details on that.
Did you see that? What's his name? Michael Thomas went at Jeff Duncan, the beat reporter.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Is he still playing for the
Did he get
Vikings?
cut already? Is he cut?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think he's a free agent, but he basically called him out and he called him a shitty reporter and that he just does a bunch of weirdo stuff.
You shitty ass reporter.
Tyrod Taylor to the New York Jets.
Oh, let me snooze.
Right, good time for me to leave.
Snooze.
Real quick, before we head out, did you guys see how Brian Burns announced where he was going today?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Watch this.
I always wanted to go to Madison Square Garden, see the Knicks play. New York City? First class. The Plaza Hotel? Maybe a little mushu? Amen to that, brother.
That's
perfect.
That's how he said he was.
I love Rush Hour, dude.
Dude, not just that. Real quick, just some last funny things.
I love
some
Rush
fan
Hour.
tweeted out, "This is what I would do to Paris Campbell to give the jersey to Brian Burns."
He said, "I'm a free agent, but this is hilarious."
I'm a free agent.
You remember when they did that for Al for the Mbappe coming to Madrid to take Hazard's jersey?
Okay, this one isn't this is just too funny to pass up. Somebody asked, where do y'all think DeMar Hamlin is heading to?
He's headed to the Krusty Krab.
He made all the cuts though.
Yeah, no, he did, but I just thought that was way too funny to pass up.
Wasn't he saying something about that his dream was always to play for the Steelers or something? And then he's still signed to the Bills.
Buddy.
Yeah, that was at the Super Bowl, I think.
Why don't you start that Madden
Kenneth
career
Murray to
mode,
the
dude?
Titans.
Who is?
Kenneth Murray.
Oh,
he's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They finally cut him?
I gotta get going, guys. I got some work to do.
All right, last one. Adding Ertz and Eckler's impressive by the Washington Commanders. They're looking real nice heading into the 2020 season.
All right, like
2017.
Let's go! Wow, I didn't know they cut him. Wow, we're finally gonna get some.
No, they didn't
subscribe to the newsletter. Subscribe real quick to the newsletter.
All right. We appreciate you guys so much for checking out this episode. I have to get back to writing. Gilbert now has to go write. But again, we appreciate you guys so much for checking out another episode. Make sure you guys subscribe to the newsletter. Make sure you guys hit the notification button on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast so you guys know when we're dropping an episode. We appreciate you guys so much for jumping on with us.
Nation of domination, dude.
Tomorrow night we will be back tomorrow night. I don't know if Dan and Dago will be here. He has some things he needs to take care of, but we'll try and get him here. But the rest of us will be here. We'll discuss day 2 of tampering and of the tampering period. But thank you guys so much. Don't forget for the newsletter. Make sure you guys go do that, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys tell everybody else what your compas are doing. We truly appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys so much for jumping on here with us. But for the time being, sabes
be a compa, tell a compa.
People said Taco Tuesday. There you go.
Yeah,
shout out.
Well, it's Monday, right? No, is it Tuesday?
No, for tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Okay. All right. Well, everybody,
Monday.
as Jorge said, stay brown. We're all doing this for some reason.
The nation of domination.
Go to compasonthebeat.com and you'll see the gold box appear. Put in your email and subscribe to the newsletter. Thank you for people who already did it. There goes a cat. There goes my cat. All right. But on that note, son of Odin, Lightning himself, whatever. On that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos, San Diego.
Unlimited